This episode of Travel Talk is how to work with a travel agent. I know your first idea when you don't know where to start with your travel planning is to contact a travel agent. But really you should ask yourself what type of trip you're trying to plan. Because if you're a budget traveler, working with a travel agent is probably not your first resource. I'm not saying that travel agents don't want to work with budget travelers, but there are fees involved with some aspects of planning travel that you get with a travel agent that you don't get when you book the trip on your own. For example, flights. Airlines stopped paying travel agents commissions a few years back, so travel agents do not make any money on booking flights. So if you're not booking an actual holiday package, travel agents don't have any other way to be compensated unless they charge you a booking fee for booking a flight for you. When it comes to accommodation, I would say travel agents booking budget hotels is a problem because as a travel agent, I want to send you to a nice place that you're going to tell your friends about. And if I send you to a budget hotel that winds up being a nightmare, then you're never going to send me any more business and you may want to come back and complain or ask for your money back for your stay. Now, with that being said, I know budget means something different to everybody because everybody's financial position isn't the same. So maybe budget for you is a 4-star hotel. Okay, that's easy to work with a travel agent on. But if budget for you is a 2-star or a 1-star, you're better off using Expedia. Now, let's talk about the type of information that travel agents need to collect from you so they can do a proper search for your trip. As a travel agent, the first thing I need to know is how many people are in your party. The second thing I need to know is how many rooms do you need? Because you may have 12 people in your party, but if everybody is a couple, then you only need 6 rooms. Or you could have 12 people in your party, but 2 people are single, so you need 7 rooms. You need 5 couple rooms and 2 single rooms. So we definitely need to know how many people are in your party and how many rooms you need. The dates are a very important thing to know for your travel because we need to know how many nights you would like to be staying at the destination that you're going to. And we also need to know if you have any flexibility in your dates. And the reason why we ask for flexibility because, as you know, your flight is the most expensive part of your trip generally as an individual item. And if you have some flexibility in your dates, maybe go a day earlier or a day later, come back a day earlier or a day later, that can adjust your flight by a significant cost, which would, of course, adjust your price of the total trip. We also need to know the budget range for your trip. And here's where I think some people get really hesitant working with a travel agent, because you think if you give us a price range that we're going to try to put you at the top of your price range. If you do not trust the travel agent that you are working with, I suggest you work with a different travel agent, because it's very important that you're very honest about this number, because this affects how many layovers we book you on, this affects the type of hotel we book you at, this affects a lot of things for the trip. So we really need a realistic number to work with. We need to know if you can make your payment in full or if you'll need a payment plan, because this will tell us which suppliers we look at for booking your vacation. Some suppliers require full payment. Some suppliers allow you to put a down payment and make payments and have the full payment due 60 days out from your travel date. The final thing I want to talk to you about when it comes to working with a travel agent is travel insurance. Most of us will quote you a trip with travel insurance included, but travel insurance is totally optional. So if you know up front you're willing to waive the travel insurance, let us know that so we don't include it in your bookings. However, most of us will have you sign a disclaimer saying that you opted out of travel insurance for our protection. If you're wondering why we all add travel insurance is very important for refunding your money if you have certain instances come up that allow you to get a full refund for your trip, or if you have a medical emergency while you're traveling and you need medical care and your insurance doesn't cover it. So travel insurance is there for your protection, but again, you are totally free to opt out of it if it's something that you don't want to do. So I briefly mentioned fees when I talked about booking airline tickets with travel agents, because travel agents do not receive commission for airline tickets. But another fee I want to talk to you about is a research fee or an admin fee that a travel agent may charge. Unfortunately, I've learned that people will call you or email you and have you researching a vacation for them, and then they never follow up, or they decide they're not going on the trip, or they just tell you that they found it cheaper on Expedia. So me personally, I do charge an upfront research fee of $200 to look for information for your trip. Because as a travel agent, I haven't stayed in every town, every city, every country, so I don't know every accommodation there. So I could easily spend 3, 4, 5 hours doing research for a trip that somebody never takes. So ultimately, that's 6 hours of my time gone with no compensation. I hope this video has been helpful in giving you some insight on what it's like to work with a travel agent. If you have any additional questions, or if there's something you feel like I didn't address, please submit me a comment on the bottom of this video, or submit an inquiry through my inquiry email form on my website. Happy travels!